Here we've got Dick Richie and Josh Lowe, and first thing I'm going to do is have you guys tell me a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into why you're out here.
Okay. Well, I'm Josh's grandfather. I have a farm in Kentucky, but I've moved down to Tennessee. Josh lost his dad in July from cancer, and so we moved down to stay with him and help and just do what we could do. And he's been in this biodiesel for about 5 or 6 months, got me very interested, and I've been up there every day just about helping the children with it, and I'm going to start my own manufacturing of the machine and producing the bio along with the kids, so maybe we can get some good scholarships for Tennessee and maybe even Kentucky.
Well, Josh, tell me a little bit about what you're doing. I know you're involved in the Westmoreland FFA chapter, so describe why you're out here at Fanfare this week, first of all.
First of all, the reason why I'm out here is to help support New Holland, and also for supporting FFA, and also this is a good benefit for us because they're donating $1,000 to our chapter for doing this work, as working their booth and everything for them. So this is a good reason as to why to come out here and help with that.
Okay, well now you mentioned biodiesel, and obviously that's important to a company like New Holland that's involved in supporting the growth of biodiesel and the use in their tractors, for example. Tell me a little bit more about the project that you have with the FFA chapter to, as I understand it, produce the fuel.
Right. Well, they bought a biodiesel machine back about 5 or 6 months ago, and actually it was a truck driver. I've been on the road. When I'd come home, I'd go up and help him with them, and I'm a farmer, rancher, truck driver, and hands-on things is what I've always been. And the machine didn't ever always work right, so I've customized that thing over and over. Now we've got it not perfected, but in really working order, so these guys can produce this stuff and actually get their chapter in Westmoreland and Tennessee and the South on the map, so we can produce this biodiesel, which I think, even at my age, I've wasted a lot, that I think that this is the future. I just think alternative fuels, biodiesel, solar, wind, ethanol, so on and so forth, is what we're going to have to go to. So I've got real interest in it. I've studied it. I've went online, what little I know about computers, I'm going to start producing the machine and producing the fuel along with them, and try to build this program up and naturally commercially start it as a business. And I want to move into schools. I want to sell this thing to local chapters, Votech schools, and so on and so forth. So that's really my goal, because my life, I've already worked it out. Now I can contribute to my grandkids and what their endeavors are, and that's what I want to follow along with. So that's the gist of it. That's the whole of it. That's my plans.
So where are you at right now? I mean, are you making the fuel now? And if you are you selling that? And how's that going? What's the interest been like?
Yeah, right now we are actually making the fuel and selling it also. But, the main problem we're having right now is getting good grease to make the biodiesel, which has been pretty hard, because what they do, they pour the grease into a big black tank and it sits out in the sun all day and just ruins. So right now I'm at a standstill point until I find me some real good grease so I can make it. Because what I have to do a titration test, which, it tells me how many free fatty acids are in it and how good this grease is, and if I can actually turn it to biodiesel. And so far the grease hasn't been tested out very well because all this hot weather, and it's just sitting outside and overcooking itself.
So how many of you are involved in the project? Is it just yourself? Do you have, and what's the interest like on the part of your fellow FFAers?
Right now it's just 2 students, me and my assistant manager, Kirk Schmitto. Right now we're doing it. I'm also probably going to hire 1 more student to help work on this with me, and also my grandpa's trying to help. And the interest on this is that it's real fun. I like doing this for the education, and then for the experience and the benefits of doing this, helping the community, the environment, just the whole world.
Well, when you look at where you plan to go, can you talk about what your future plans are like as this thing develops? I mean, where do you see this being a model for other chapters like yours around the country? I personally don't know of anybody there are any chapters that are doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I hope we can actually, get out there and show them what we're doing, say, hey, this is a good thing you need to get into. We're actually the top FFA chapter in Tennessee that is doing the biodiesel. We're one out of 2 chapters in Tennessee that has a biodiesel machine. We're actually producing this and marketing it. We're the only one so far here in Tennessee that's doing this.
So who are your customers then for that biodiesel?
It's anybody in the community or, people want to come out there. My grandpa here, Richie, he buys 100 gallons here and there sometimes. Sean Fennell at 4-Way Muffler in Gallatin, he buys biodiesel, and I've got these farmers out there in Westmoreland, diesel's getting expensive and they want something that's gonna, it's cheap and also gets them more miles to the gallon, because that's what this is. It's an alternative fuel and it's also got lots of benefits to it.
Right now, the children can't really even come close to the demand. The demand is so good. We finally got the machine where it's not having the problems it did, but the oil right now, good oil, is at a loss for us right now. But we've got contributors that are bringing it, or we're picking it up, that'll probably take care of this. But every gallon that they can produce, there's people out there wanting 100 gallons. So the demand is unbelievable for these kids, and they have paid for their machine. We just bought a van. They paid for the van through the biodiesel program. So he's produced quite a bit, but we could have produced a lot more if things would have stayed, if the machine would have run good and everything would have been, on an even keel. But I think that's the main thing, is the interest that we would like to get into it. And we just received the first biodiesel scholarship at Murfreesboro this year through their chapter, and we're hoping that in years to come we'll have 5 scholarships a year, that these children are really into this, and it's wide open. I truly believe it's a ground floor thing that's going to happen, and I just look forward to working with the kids and just helping them along, and they're doing well. He's really knowledgeable about this thing. He's teaching Grandpa quite a bit.
Hey, well, thank you very much to both of you, Dick and Joshua, and we'll certainly keep in touch and hope to see how that program goes along. We're here at the CMA Music Festival, fanfare to most people, Chevy Sports Zone at the New Holland exhibit. I'm Chuck Zimmerman.
Thank you.
Hey, thank